knight f3, d5, d4, knight f6, c4, d takes c4, and so Magnus actually had quite a lot of respect for this setup that Levon used. He is not ready for it, and now he tries to sidestep with queen a4 check, queen takes d4, and gets hit by e5. However, how much it was a preparation or over-the-board inspiration, we don't know. In any case, what we see at the current position, that Magnus is way up on the clock, and he's a pawn up. Of course, black has all kinds of compensation and very sharp position, but I mean, somehow it looks like Levon lost. I mean, if this f5 had to be played, then now Magnus will keep the knight with h3 and you have to go back to h6, then white is just a healthy pawn up. I mean, okay, there is some intrigue in the position because how do you develop the bishop on c1, but I somehow trust Magnus to find a way.
Alright, we'll come back to this, and let's not forget the clock situation. Levon down to 8. Meanwhile, Christopher is making progress. It is absolutely insane. What is Lev even doing? G5. This can't be right for black.
Well, I mean, okay, but the position is otherwise lost, yeah? So, that position requires drastic measures, and he's trying to create some g5, g4, and also at the moment he might be kind of hoping to take gf4 because you can't take ef4 due to the pin. And if Magnus goes something like king h1 or king h2, then black is probably trying to go g5, g4. Levon just tries to create mess because he knows that he's pawn down for otherwise nothing. His goal is Magnus gets time to go rook e1 and then bishop c1 back. Then it's just a matter of time how he will win it. So it's understandable that Levon is trying the all-in approach.
So if you do make a normal move like rook d1, what Lev wants to do is go g4.
Well, after rook d1, maybe g takes f4. I don't know, because I can isolate the e5 pawn. That's why I wanted to move the king in order to be able to recapture with ef if you take on f4. But then you will switch to g4 ideas, yeah?
Yeah, because gf4, queen f4, even, yeah, probably the e5. But he goes king h2, so the gf, ef is possible, as you mentioned. And Peter, let's take a look at what happens if black plays g4 here, because it's getting very concrete now.
Yeah, g4, I think the most natural is first we should start with queen g3.
Let's move our king as well.
King h8. And okay, one can argue that if I want, I can block it with h4, but I'm not sure if I want it, because then this queen on g3, pawn on h4 will be a very strange construction.
King h8 played.
Yeah, king h8 played first. Yeah, why to hurry them with g4? Yeah, you just keep all the options open. Yeah, probably Levon is trying to eventually also double on the g file. Position isn't so trivial, because the point is that if white is not able to break in the center, then actually black has quite some active pieces. I mean, his bishops are so much more superior compared to white's bishops, but of course white is the one who is pawn up.
Okay, queen h5. This is the move I wanted to look at, attacking the knight and the pawn. Now, perhaps, does black go knight f7, or is queen g7 a possibility? Because even if you...
Good question, tough question.
I kind of like both moves here.
Queen g7, yeah?
I mean, I think it works because let's say you go queen g5, I trade twice and I go knight f7.
Yes, this trade I'm not so thrilled for white, yeah, because now e5, g5 pawns will be vulnerable, the e3 pawn is vulnerable, black gets very active position. So after queen g7 I would like to keep the tension.
And if you keep the tension, then I want to go rook g8 next. If I get the chance, then I'll take on f4 and mate you on g8. If I get the chance.
Aggressive intentions, yeah? But yeah, the position is so strange.
Okay, so we are getting an update that not the best idea, because you can in fact take on g5 and he goes rook g8 instead, but let's just show this.
Because this is, yeah, Talias is mentioning, yeah, the brutal strong move e3, e4, opening up the position, solving the problem of the e3 weakness, opening up the bishop from d2, and yeah, it already
this is completely over. How impressed are you though, both of you, Simon and Ivanka, about Magnus's play? It just looks so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, he does this though, you know, he loses a game and then he kind of goes on and plays a masterpiece in the second one, and this game is very impressive. I love the way he instigated those complications. He was not afraid to meet fire with fire, and now it's just a matter of pushing those pawns, maybe activating the one piece that hasn't moved all game.
Yeah, he's pushing those pawns. I'm just looking at the scores and the other ones, and I see that Niemann and Lee are actually going all the way down to the last game, 1.5 all each there, so it's very close, other exciting games going on, and that'll be an interesting one to follow, Niemann versus Lee.
Yeah, the other matches, they are still tied. Niemann and Lee heading into game 4 shortly, and the two other ones, they are in game 3s, tied, heading into game 3. Magnus will be in the lead heading into game 4. So Levon will have to win in game 4 to take it to tiebreaks. We will follow that game.
What do you think? How many tiebreaks will we see today? It feels like we'll see at least one. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think a lot of these players are so closely matched, right? I mean, Kamer versus Praganan and Tar, is this the result here, or?
Yeah, it is a result. Magnus Carlsen winning 2 games in a row.